And if you're in Austin and you don't have pom-poms, just give me one of these. How are y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? All right. Well, it's so good to see y'all again. You want to give it just one more minute? If you guys train with Big Mama, you guys know I want to see your beautiful faces. I don't like training to dots. Today we will be role playing today. We will be going through a lot of visuals today. So I'd love to see your beautiful faces as we do so. If you have any questions, please submit those in the chat. We are probably going to have a lot of questions with the new program we're rolling out. Erin and I are here for y'all. How are your sales meetings? Great? Learn some stuff? Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and get to it because we got a lot of content for y'all today. As you all know, we are now we now have a new program called EasyMove. And how many of you were a part of Erin's next level training session where she did such an excellent job of explaining what this is? Anyone did not? All right. If you did not, we just highly advise if you can jump back on. When in doubt, hub it out, jump on the hub, and check that next level training session because it really explains the concept behind EasyMove. But today we're going to teach you how to use it, when to use it, and we want to let you kind of think of EasyMove as ammunition, right? It's called a seller's solution. Can you guys say that with me? It's a seller's solution, right? It's not end all or be all. It is a seller's solution. So what are we going to cover today? Today we are going to just kind of recap the EasyMove program, put it in a simple perspective for you to understand really what this is. We're also going to advise you today on when to use EasyMove. You know, when do I pull this ammunition out and when do I create the solution for the seller? We're going to talk to you a little bit about who your audience is. And as you're making these calls, your phone demeanor is something you should always work on because presentation is everything. If your voice sounds excited, if you are clear and concise and you have that committed message, it is going to go through the phone and that energy that you have will have them want to meet with you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to discuss the mindset behind the phone calls, the success behind the call. And today, one of you are going to be one of our lucky agents that are going to role play with me as we try to overcome some objections you may come through. So pay attention. You never know who I'll call. And then we're going to talk about follow-up. So just a really brief, and Erin, please feel free to jump in at any time. We just wanted to remind you real quick a little bit about EasyMove by J.B. Goodwin, and we want you to know that this is a solution to a lot of what you've already seen out there, the billboards. How many of you seen those huge Zillow billboards? Napping at 3 instead of showings at 3? Targeting that senior community. So they're really targeting down to get as many offers as possible. So, or buying markets out, you know, they're little gurus on that. But we're going to go ahead and offer the same solution. So we want you to just kind of have this visual and just know that we are the umbrella under iBuyers and Power Buyers, okay? JBG Goodwin, just think of us as an umbrella. Easy way to pitch it is just we are the umbrella and we can bring you instant offers, we can bring you bridge offers, and they are Power Buyers and iBuyers. So everything that you see on TV and out there in the world, I have access to. Consider me your umbrella. So it's important that you present it in a simple fashion, but it's also important you understand it. So as you have your homeowners, you are then the agents, which is the connection to EasyMove. And then you branch out into giving them opportunities to have open market, which is the best market, right? Because that's our market. iBuyers and then Power Buyers. And this gives you the opportunity to give them options which they love, and still be compensated for all your hard work. So I always like to say nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. We are in a seller's market. It is your opportunity right now to be as successful as you want to be, and we don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. So instead of just looking at objections, we want you to create solutions to the problems. And luckily, Erin was able to dive in with Zaddy and help us out with those objections that we are having with EasyMove. We are getting some hype, y'all. Get excited. We are being hyped up in RIS Media and RE Technology, Realty Times, Real Estate Media, and Biogarmania. So help me out with that. What's that last one, Erin?
Blogorama?
Is it blog or is it bio?
Biogorama.
Biogorama.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My English is not so good looking. So we are getting hyped, you guys. These articles are actually about JB Goodwin, us. We're getting the hype. So it's a great thing to sell. And you may go ahead and just advantageously, casually say, I'm sure you heard about our EasyMove program on Realty Times. Oh, I didn't. Well, I'd love to tell you about it. Yeah. So getting that excitement about it as everyone else is also extremely important. So what is EasyMove? When do I use it? Well, here's what we want you to understand. Like I said, EasyMove should be ammunition. We don't want it to be a crutch, right? We don't want you to just fall back on that and let it end all be all type of how you're going to pitch every single listing. We want you to use your talents and your closing techniques that you've been trained and coached on, right? Because right now, this is a great solution for now, yeah? Because what's going to happen? What happens in real estate, y'all? If you coach with me, what do you need to be? If you coach with me, unmute your mic. What do I always tell you to be? You need to sway like a... Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Like the market.
Oh, like a palm tree. Florida, hello. We want to sway like a palm tree. The market's going to come. It's going to be windy. But guess what? A palm tree stands strong, even in a Category 5 hurricane. So always be like a palm tree. Stay rooted, stay strong, and sway with the market. So we don't want this to be a crutch. We want it to be ammunition. I want you to look at this as an opportunity for everyone. It's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity for a seller. And we're going to go through what types of sellers and when this should be presented. But we don't want it to be a crutch. And we want you to have something to stand out from everybody else. So if all fails, you have that very last ammunition in the back of your pocket when you're at a listing presentation and you're just not getting the commitment and they're going to shop other brokers. You can just mention, oh, and there's one more thing, just in case, right? Because we don't want to leave anything on the table. We may have done an excellent job, but someone may have come in from another brokerage and introduced this program as well, and they went with them when we had the program the entire time. So we want to have this as that backup ammunition. One thing we do want you to understand is we do not know or represent the buyers, okay? So we are all working with EasyMove as it comes. The buyers are third party, okay? So those third party buyers, we don't represent them. So we want to make our sellers comfortable that you're going to get opportunities and offers, but I got your back. I'm going to make sure you're protected. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. I'm going to review everything because they're looking out for them and I'm looking out for you. And the reason why it's important to say that, because if you come in with these instant cash offers or these instant offers, and we get a look at the contract, some things aren't really sitting well with the seller, you have already disclosed from the beginning that you're on their side. And you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we don't have to take this. We can always go back to open market, yeah? But this is an opportunity to introduce something and have their horizons opened and broadened, so that they know and they feel they did everything possible to make a good decision. So it's important that when you present this, you make it very clear whose side you are on. So you want to be careful with using Zabby name out there. We're EasyMove, yeah? EasyMove by JB Goodwin. It is powered by Zabby, but it's important that you just use EasyMove. Be careful when you say you have offers from specific iBuyers. Well, I have an offer from Zillow and I have an offer from HomeNow. You want to just go ahead and just say, I have a third-party offer from an instant buyer, and I'd love to present it to you. And so you just want to keep it very simple because you could accidentally misconstrue the seller that you're probably representing one of these bigger companies. So we want to be very cautious in the things that we say. We want to also let them know it's a third-party offer, it's a third-party contract, and it's third-party interest, right? So I'm here for you, they're there for them, but we're going to make it work. And if it doesn't, your other option, let's go to open market. Another thing we want to do is let them know you can play it safe, because we always want to amplify open market, right? With you. We know our contracts. We're trained in our contracts. We know our transactions. We know how to work our deals. So we want to always encourage open market with our sellers. This again is just an opportunity. So another way to say it, you can play it safe or you can play roulette. Either way, we can go ahead and you have those opportunities, right? Because we never know what we're going to get on roulette. Are there any questions so far? Jeff, Luigi, Emily, how are y'all doing? Awesome. Erin, what's your question?
Yeah, so if they're already on Zillow and it's like a for sale by owner, could we call them even though if they're on the do not call list now that we actually have that instant buyer? Or how does that work?
You asked that because we're actually going to go through that here shortly. Now, and Erin, please feel free to jump in at any time. If Zillow has made them an offer, they are off only the Zillow market umbrella, but we still got a lot of other iBuyers, yeah? If they didn't make a specific offer, Zillow, which means just because you see it on the Zillow website as a for sale by owner, doesn't mean they registered and looked for an offer with Zillow. So Zillow, they have to register with Zillow and get an offer generated from Zillow. They can accept or deny it, but Zillow kind of then becomes the main, they have the seller registered with Zillow. So Zillow would be the one iBuyer we wouldn't get compensated on. Erin, am I correct?
Yep, exactly. And to address the do not call, Erin, if they've advertised their contact information on Zillow, that opens up your opportunity. You're able to reach out to them regarding, I don't call them and offer them security, but you can call them and discuss their home sale because they've advertised their contact information for such.
Yes.
Good question, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. And Deanna just said right now Zillow is not taking any new business or buying new homes until next year. That is good for us. I hope that is 100% true. Well, that'd be awesome. Laura, what's your question?
You might have covered it. I want to clarify. How do you know if you go to Zillow for sale by owners?
Sure.
How do you know if they have a contract with Zillow?
They wouldn't be advertised as for sale by owner. They would already be under contract, so their property wouldn't be open and visible to for sale by owners.
Oh, okay. So it just wouldn't be there.
But what we don't know is if Zillow made them an offer they denied. That we wouldn't know until we have a conversation. Am I right, Erin?
Yeah, correct. And Laura, I would say you don't really need to know that up front. You're going to submit them for EasyMove anyway because you have other opportunities, iBuyers and tools in your belt. So you're going to do that. So if you happen to get a Zillow offer, it would come in the way it came into them before. It'd be lower than they want to accept. You would just explore those other options. So you don't even have to filter for that.
Thank you guys for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right, sounds good, Stephanie. I'm buying what you're selling. So who do I reach out to? Yeah. For sale by owners, for rent by owners. Don't forget for rent by owners, y'all. They can probably get a lot more than they purchased it for. And they just need that kind of nudge and that introduction. You can always list it for sale and for rent and possibly a lease option. What you need to just know is that I'm calling to give opportunity. I'm going to give opportunity to a landlord. I'm going to give opportunity to a seller. And this is my job, is to inform and educate and guide and help people. So when you take the cold calling and the cold out of calling and you just introduce yourself as opportunity, it becomes a lot easier to make those calls and have those discussions. Who else should you reach out to? How many of you have some stubborn sellers that want like way too much money for their property? So you may want to go ahead and present that at that time, maybe a stubborn seller. How about geofarming? Let's reach out to our geofarm and see if they're interested in some instant offers. Unsolicited CMAs. I'm going to teach you. It's more unsolicited seller solutions. I'm going to talk to you that later on in the training. Any canceled listings, withdrawals. Go back a year. Go back 2 years. I'm actually going to show you how many are on the market, a lot more than you would think. I pulled up 797 expireds just last year. So that's a lot of nice little phone calls. I know I'm salivating. Give me that opportunity. It sounds like a great one to me. Withdrawals and cancels. Pre-foreclosures, they're in that position where they possibly could redeem the property if they could just get an offer in. How many of you were part of real estate during the short sale era? Anybody? I was. Does Quantum have postcards yet?
Not yet, in the works. However, you could utilize some of your design center options and those details to create a custom card as well. So you can definitely create content today.
Yes, let's go. So I was definitely part of that short sale market, and this would have been an excellent opportunity. So looking for pre-foreclosures, which you can also find on Zillow, as well as tax records. Any stagnant listings that you guys have right now currently in market. Open houses, I'm going to show you how to trigger open houses to come in and start having an EasyMove conversation. And of course, trigger marketing. Who's downsizing? I have a few agents, actually. I think we have a few here on the call that are divorce specialists. There are lots of divorces happening, and they just want to immediately sell the property. It's a nice trading market. I'm seriously challenging that arena, so it's all right, Ken, we got your back. Don't we always? Now, how many of you absolutely love picking up the phone and calling strangers? Oh, just me? Is it just me? Okay. Here we go. We got our salespeople on the call. You know, it's not always an easy thing. It can be very intimidating. I completely understand. And we're going to talk a little bit about presence over the phone. Now, my energy definitely goes through the phone if I am certain and I am excited and I ask the right questions. So a lot of this takes role playing. A lot of it takes just doing it and becoming better and better. For those of you in your offices, I highly advise for you guys to get together and maybe do a team session this week where how can we improve our phone demeanor? The best way to do so is to have product knowledge and confidence in what you are getting. So if I have confidence in EasyMove, if I have confidence in open market, if I have confidence that I can help this seller better than the seller can help themselves, why wouldn't I call and let them know? So a lot of it has to do internally, and I'm just kind of touching on phone demeanor because it's really, really important in order for you to go ahead and deliver this. There's a difference between kind of shy on the phone and then, oh my goodness, your home is beautiful. Do you know I have an instant offer for you? I'd love to go ahead and show it to you. What day and time works for you? Are you having any open houses this weekend? There's a whole different type of conversation that will happen based on the energy on the other side of the phone. So you got to ask yourself, am I slow to speak? Do I need to work on some bullet points? And we're going to go through those in just a few minutes. How many of you are very script people? You love scripts. How many of you are script people? Okay.
I love that.
So Erin, the script person. So there are two types of people. There are people who love scripts and people who love conversational bullet points. And I'm more of a conversational bullet point because a lot of the scripts you're like, okay, wait, they didn't say that. And then you're looking for what to say. But some people absolutely love scripts. And for either person, it's just a wonderful way to keep yourself on track. So I know Erin, great on writing scripts, and we have a few. And Zabby has also provided a couple for us as well that we'll get into. But one way, are you too quick to speak? That's me. I got a woo-saw. No coffee that day. And it's because too fast is like, huh? What'd she say? So you want to go ahead and just find that beautiful little sweet spot that has to do where your voice seems empathetic and sympathetic and understanding, and then asking the questions that actually matter to them. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to do that. We're going to do some cross-referencing right now. I'll show you how to strategically start your calls. So develop ways to listen and speak. Now, does anyone know the difference between listening and hearing? Anybody? Anybody? So kids, they hear you, but they don't listen, right? So it's kind of like a good way to, same thing with my puppies. They hear me, but they don't really listen. So we want to listen to what they're saying. Well, what made you, what's making you want to do this on your own? And I absolutely respect that. That's completely understandable. If I were you, I would do the same thing. Right? So we want to relate to them. We want to let them know we're listening to everything that they're saying and their concerns. So having that kind of phone demeanor is really going to help you be successful in landing the listing appointment. Work on your phone voice, being clear and concise, and try not to be distracted when you're making these calls, right? This isn't something that you want to do when you have visitors and your kids are home from school, or this is something you want to do when it's pretty quiet, you're pretty concentrated, and it's also a great thing to do if you have an accountability partner. If you have a team in the office and you want to do dialing for dollars or anything, I'm sure your offices are open to that, and you're more than happy to team up with someone and help each other stay accountable. So try not to be distracted while you're making these calls. You want to get to the expectations of the client. You want to be helpful and sincere, and try not to leave messages. If you do have to leave a message, I always say keep it simple. Keep it super simple, kiss it. You just want to say, I'm interested in your property. I would like to present to you an offer. Please give me a call back, my name and my phone number. That's something that gives them something to call you back for, because you're telling them you'd like to present an offer. So that's a great way to use EasyMove as well. Before I move on, does anyone have any questions about phone demeanor? No? Jeremiah, Chanel, Joshua, you guys good? Give me thumbs up. Okay. Am I getting y'all excited about this? Come on.
Yes.
All right. So everything's about mindset, y'all. If we look at it as an intimidating call, it's going to be one. If we look at it as, hey, can I just tell you about a program? No, click, bye. Okay, great. Move on. Yeah. So it's no big deal. And then mindset, right? You don't have to make the calls. You get to. I get to have a program other brokers don't have. I get to get in there when no one else can. This is awesome. I get this opportunity. So if you do a lot of, instead of I have to, I get to, it just helps your mindset a little bit. So stop calling them cold calls. What do we call them in Breakthrough? My students.
Opportunity calls.
Opportunity call.
Awesome. Fun calls, Jacob. Love it even better. You always want to listen more than you speak. You want to be quick. You want to be excited to offer them something. I don't do scripts. I do bullet points because it helps me stay on point a little more. But if you want to do scripts, you are more than welcome to. You do want to keep it short, though. So here's the problem. That is a problem. If this is your style, definitely don't want to demean that. But they're busy. And how many of you, when you get a sales call, you're like, ugh, another one? How many? Is it just me? I'm just like, ay. No hablo inglés. Bye. So I like it when they keep it short, right? Hey, Stephanie, you're selling your house. I have an offer for you. Can you tell me a little bit more about the roof? Can you tell me a little bit more? Do the appliances convey? Well, I have an offer for you. I'd love to present it to you. What day and time works for you? Keep it short, keep it simple, because if you're trying too long, you're going to lose them. If they feel you're asking way too many questions, they feel interrogated, we raise the stress level. We want to keep it simple. We want to keep it concise. And all we want to do is meet face to face. That's all we want to do. We just want to have a conversation. Chanel, what's your question?
Yeah, when you talk about I have an offer for you, how do you transition that into this EasyMove program, and that I would be your agent instead of the agent that I have the offer for?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I'm so sorry, I was reading the chat. I apologize.
Listening.
I'm a bad teacher.
When you present it and you say, hey, I have an offer for you, but how do you transition that to I'm going to be your agent and not this offer that I'm bringing to
At
you?
the listing appointment.
Yeah.
See, that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get a face-to-face. So Erin put in something awesome. It's actually one of our bullet points. It's perfect. I see you're selling your home. I have a few cash buyers considering the property and would like to ask you a few questions. Great way to just start this conversation. I have what you want, which is buyers, and I'm going to ask a few questions about the property, right? I'm going to teach you how to cross-reference to build those questions up for you. But excellent question, Chanel. That's what I mean. Don't go for the kill, right? We don't want to go for the kill on the phone. We just want to go to the face-to-face meet and meet, because then, Chanel, you're going to sell yourself. The minute I meet you and you show me this lovely listing presentation and then still bring me the offers, as you said, right? And you do your listing presentation, and remember, like we coach, you want to have that protocol to your business. When I show up, I'm going to I'm stepping up and becoming the professional. I'm becoming the person who's going to tour the property and ask the right questions. I go through my listing presentation and how I can also help them sell the property. You can also present the EasyMove instant offers and say, by the way, in open market, here are the wonderful pros of the open market. Let me show you some of our marketing techniques. And then you can go into your listing presentation. So you always want to be 100% ready with everything, with the EasyMove offers and your listing presentation. Laura, what's your question?
Yes. Okay. I hope I'm not jumping ahead, but I want to make sure I understand. And when you say you have an offer, before you make the phone call on this property, you do the EasyMove, you fill out the EasyMove thing and get an offer.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through that with you. Excellent question. Yes, we're going to do, let me reverbalize this if that's okay with you, Erin. What you're going to give them is an estimate.
Okay.
A true offer is the contract coming in, Zillow saying, yes, we want to buy this property. Here's our offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them an estimate. That's what you're taking to them is the estimate. And I'm going to show you how to do that.
That's the homework we'll do before we make the phone call. Okay.
Yes, definitely. Because again, nothing is better than numbers, right? They want facts. Tell me the facts and then I'll get to like you later. Yeah. So it's kind of how that market works a little bit. Let me go to the chat real quick. Are there any questions?
We had one pop up from Leah. She's saying, don't you need an email to do that as far as presenting those offers? So there are two different strategies, just like Stephanie said. If I set a goal for myself that I'm going to make 20 of those phone calls today, a lot of those I might have done a quick estimate and then I have estimated numbers. I have buyers in the so-to-so range on your home. If I can learn a little bit more about your home, I can tell you what that offer would be. So we have a couple different straight ways that we can do it. So we can speak in generals or just I have cash buyers considering your property once we've done that initial estimate in EasyMove. Or for that property you're really trying to hit, you're going to do your homework, you can go through the entire process, go through all the way through step 3 with EasyMove, so you have finite offers on those properties. You're just not going to check that box that it has a list, that you have a listing agreement yet.
So Ken, will this house work with listed ones? Listed properties, no. Listed, again, it's to protect us and for us to get a commission should the seller decide to sell with one of these instant buyers or wholesalers. If a property is already listed on the MLS, then that has an exclusive right. And that, of course, belongs to the agent who's listing the property.
Unless it's your own listing, Ken. So if you're asking if you're going to readdress one of your listings that maybe has been on the market a little bit longer and you're looking for another tool, you can certainly go the EasyMove route for your own listings.
Yes, just like we had discussed in the beginning. Great question, Ken. Erin, what's your question?
So, Erin, when you say an estimated price, is that us doing a CMA or is that something we can get off EasyMove? And would we state that as we have a cash buyer without actually clicking all the way through and them saying we want to buy that house?
Well, that's why we want to, yeah, that's where we might say we have cash buyers we work with versus we have your buyer ready today. So that's where we're going to finesse that language and what Stephanie was just coaching to. So your first step of EasyMove, you can put in an address and within 20 seconds, you have the basic criteria of the programs that property will qualify for. It does some initial filtering based on algorithms. So you've got some pretty good numbers to speak to in averages.
We're going to show you exactly how to do all of this in just a few minutes.
Perfect.
Yep. Oh, and the last thing, and you guys, it's because I always say start with the basics, right? We can give you all the tools, we can show you how to do it, but if we don't coach you how to actually go through the whole process, we don't want you to miss out on anything or not present it correctly. So also embrace rejection and have patience. Yes, everything is patience. Embrace rejection. No, yes, no. Get excited about the no's because you are going to follow up anyway. And I'm going to show you how to follow up. But I did want to just success with an opportunity call. So here we go. Finally, Stephanie, shut up and show me how to do it. Done. So you want to cross-reference the property. So let me start showing you some examples. Those of you who coach with me, we do this several times. I teach you how to do listing calls, but now you actually have a killer intro line on how to pique their interest. And let's say, for example, you are on Zillow. EasyMove would be excellent app for us to use. Is there one? Ken, an application?
There is not an app for EasyMove. What you could do kind of just like you do with your Moxie Engage, you could save our hub main page that takes you right to the calculator. And actually I have a direct link I can send you guys. So you could save that EasyMove direct homepage to your screen and pull it up in front of a seller. Great point, Ken.
Joe?
So EasyMove, I try to use for FISBO, and they're asking for comp value. And Zillow also have the value you show like 875, but the comp value usually comes less, right? Maybe 750 something. So what number do you put into EasyMove to
The reason they're asking, you're going to run a quick CMA, and that's just to show, because in the process, EasyMove will give you an estimate and prepare a nice visual for you of those iBuyer offers versus what you believe you could sell that home for on open market. So you'll run a quick market analysis, which frankly we're often doing anyway, so we can know what we're dealing with the seller.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. So let's say you're going on Zillow and you find this for sale by owner. Okay. The first thing you always want to do if you coach with me, I always tell you, know your numbers, know your facts. The more information you know, the more you can speak to them in an educated perspective. You want to see how long the property has been on the market. You want to see how many views it has and how many saves it has. You also want to go ahead and make sure that it's not an owner agent. So look through the descriptions, property owner. So here's a property owner phone number. I want to look through the pictures to see if the pictures are good, if I could give any advice, because a lot of times you also may just want to give your professional opinion. We do have some for sale by owners that have horrible pictures, and we want to just inform them on how important it is to have those pictures and how we can offer those services to them. So you do want to do your little research a little bit on the property. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to copy the address to the property, and you want to do one of two things. Now, this is all before you make the call. Yes? So one of two things is you are going to want to go to the hub, and you're going to want to go to EasyMove. Once you go to your EasyMove, you want to go ahead and you want to start that process. So you want to go ahead and put in the address. And remember that you are always, it's always, even if it looks, nothing's ever really pristine, even brand new construction, there's always little things wrong. So we just, for safety, you want to put needs minor repairs, right? Unless you see a total fixer-upper and it's a total fixer-upper, then you may want to put major. So approximate home value, and Erin, you can tell me what you think. I would use what the seller has it advertised for, because that's what they are anticipating. So that when I go with my open market and it's more, I build more value to myself.
I love it. I think that's a great idea.
So, because if they want 875 and I can get them 910 in open market, I'm already meeting their expectations and overcoming that commission objection. And also, the market values are going to be based on what they want. If my open market value is so much higher, I'm going to look better than the iBuyers, yeah? So I want to go ahead and put in what they're looking for, and that's 875. And I hit go. Now, as these are generated, you just want to go ahead and review these as well. Now, if you see here, prep and repairs, well, are we, unless it's like a major insurance non-funding issue, we're selling properties as is, aren't we? So shouldn't we adjust that number to 0? Okay. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we put 0 in there and we adjust that number so that that's coming out. So that is recalculated. Then we want to go ahead and just drop down the difference between a bridge seller and a instant sale offer. Okay. Does everyone see this? Is there any questions so far? Okay. So what we're going to do then, do you guys see get estimate report? You guys see that? So we're going to click that. And then now it's going to compile an estimate, all right? Now, if you coach with me, I always tell you, please be prepared and always have hotspot, laptop, or iPad with you, because if they do want to get an actual offer, when you meet with them face to face, you can then move forward with the get offers, okay? And that's actually running their house through the market and getting an offer back within 24 to 48 hours, okay? Any questions so far with get the estimate report? So once I get the estimate report, it's going to look like this. It's going to be a nice, cool PDF format. You could download it. It's going to have the breakdown in numbers. It's going to have the estimate, and you can either print it or download it. And if you do printable lead information, you could do this as well. Now, please remember, any offers, if you actually go through the whole process, has a 7-day limit. So after 7 days, that offer is no longer good. So that's a great way to build urgency if you do end up going through this full offer process. Okay. Laura, what is your question?
Yes. Okay. So I just want to make sure, go back. When you copy the address, I understand that, but the approximate home value, you use the Zillow list price?
I did. I used the sellers for sale by owner list price.
Yeah, the one at the top, the big bold list price that they're
Right
expecting.
here.
Okay, just
I
checking.
use their list price. Now, the next thing I do, and this is just for my information, because I do want to have information, because you'll have sellers that are kind of like me, you know, pretty savvy, and they'll be like, all right, you got an offer, how much is it for? Right? You'll get some of the tough calls. And it's like, well, how much is it for? Well, wonderful. Thanks for asking. So we have anywhere estimated offers from 812 to, or I'm sorry, 875 all the way up to 933. I have several offers and I'd love to present them to you. However, I do have to ask a few questions about the property itself. Would you rather do this face-to-face? I'm a face-to-face person. I just want to meet with them. So I'll take 5-10 minutes of your time just to review these offers, and you get to select which is best for you, should you choose to, or you can continue, of course, continuing your for sale by owner. You have nothing to lose. So I kind of do that little takeaway close there as well. Now, the next thing I do is I run a CMA. I want to have that, and this is before my call. Stephanie, how much time does it take? It takes me less than 5 minutes to get ready for a call. And I'd rather have all my numbers in a row and ready to go, so that if there's ever these hard questions, or they're like, yeah, can you come over in the next hour? I'm ready. Make sense? Always want to be ready. So I'm going to the chat line real quick. Is that a real property? Yes, it is. I just went on Zillow and I pulled it up. So yes, it is. Is in the estimate, where did it show that proximate page? Okay, Jean, what's your question, dear? Jean?
Hi, sorry, it just took a minute for the microphone to come back on. You clicked onto the estimate, I saw that, but when you were answering someone's question, you were talking about what the price range offers that you could give them, but I didn't see that on the estimate. So where does it show 875 to say 930 or whatever you had commented?
Sure. Yeah, so I said I have offers. Again, I have estimated offers. That's a great little word to put in. I have estimated offers from 875 to 933, 713.
Oh, okay, I didn't see the bottom section there. It's a little bit fuzzy, and we moved back to the previous screen. Okay, I'm clear.
Is that better, guys?
I'm clear.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Jean. Great question. Okay, great. So after that, I then pull a very quick CMA. Now, you guys know how I work with my one-liners. I do it a little different than a full CMA. Again, because this is just for the initial call. When I go to do my listing presentation, I'm going to do a full Monty CMA. Yes? As long as they say, sure, come on over, I'll entertain the offers you have or the estimated offers you have. Excellent. Now I go in with a full listing presentation intent. Okay. So after that, I go right into pull one-liners. Again, after I pull my estimates real quick off EasyMove, it is super easy. The first thing I want to do is cross-reference the property. I see that property was withdrawn from the market. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. What happened? So they listed with another realtor. Okay, great. So they already knew they were going to pay commissions. They already agreed to pay commissions. And they listed the property for $924,500. What does this tell you? Unmute your mic if you can tell me. What does this tell you about the property?
It was overpriced.
Do we think so? Being that it was withdrawn, okay. Any other? Maybe they didn't have a good experience? Maybe? Huh? With the realtor? I always tell you guys, you never know the experience they had with the realtor. So it was withdrawn from the market, and it was on the market for a month. Now, we know this. That's kind of fishy, huh? So we want to go ahead and just pull a really quick CMA of everything in that community. So I do Grandview Hills, And I will do a very quick one-liner of everything in that community because I'd like to refer to actual properties that have been sold in their community because that's what they care about. They care about their community and they care to see what is going on. So I have 2 properties in their entire community that are under contract and that are on the market. So we see there's a big difference between 715 and 1.9, yes? Now we also look back to the subject property and it's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,768 square foot property. If you guys remember the subject property, this is it. So they're in that little sweet spot between the 715 that's sold, that's smaller, and the 1.4 that's on the market now. So how do you guys feel about that CMA or the very quick one-liner that was pulled? Do you feel you need more comparables?
For sure, that's a big gap.
Yes. Yeah.
So typically, again, remember the appraiser is going to go anywhere between 60 to 90 days in this really hot moving market. But again, this is just for the call. This is just to have enough information about the neighborhood and the activity to let them feel that you are an expert in that area or at least know what you're talking about. People want to meet with people that know what they're talking about, that give them information, right? So that's what we want to do. So out of the past 180 days, we still have one for 615, one for 715 that are smaller than our property. So based on that and what you know now of the market, how do you feel about the asking price of $875? How are my JBJ agents doing? How would you present this? How do you feel this is priced? Anyone? You guys still undecided?
I would think it's a little high if you're looking for multiple offers.
And that's in what market?
Open.
Open market. Awesome. Yeah. So what we want to do is this is where the instant solution comes in, right? So now we have an idea on how we're going to approach the seller. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you see that you're selling your property. I do have some interested cash buyers, and we wanted to go ahead and just ask a couple of more questions before I schedule a showing with you for these instant buyers. I see it was on the market before. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Is there a reason why you took it off the market? So now you have something to talk to them about. You know it's on the market. You did your research. You knew it was listed. You know it was listed for 30 days, all because you just did some simple research, right? And so now you have an opportunity, and that's what EasyMove does for you. It gives you the opportunity of conversation. Are there any questions on how to cross-reference the property? Do you guys have a better idea on how to use EasyMove for your calls? And do you guys know the difference now between getting an estimate and next step, get offers, right? So now, go ahead, Shauna.
Yeah, I just had a question. When you go back to that estimate, it says something about it has the house and it says 18%. What does that mean? Because at the open, does that just mean that only 18% of homes will qualify for this, or?
Yeah, so this is the instant sale offer.
Okay.
So 18%, yes. So about 18% of the houses that they buy in that vicinity, they bought between 842 and 933. Erin, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so they typically buy 18% in that area. So they make instant cash offers 18%. Now, this is what I've gathered, and Erin, you can go ahead again. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've gathered that obviously the higher the price point, the less they're investing in, right? So they're going for the more median price points of $3 to about $500,000. That's the
Absolutely
more median price point.
See, I'm just an outsider looking in. I was thinking that 18% meant there was an 18% chance that, you know, they would be able to buy in that range or whatever. Is that sort of the same logic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's an 18% chance that they are looking to purchase your property based on these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead, and now that we're here and they're interested, let's find out, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Let's find out together. Do I have your permission to get their offer from them? And then you go right into get the offer. So when you are starting that call, it's I have cash buyers available and they are purchasing, you can even use these numbers, y'all. I have cash buyers that are purchasing 80% of your area. And I also have bridge properties, warehouse properties that are purchasing 53% of your area and giving offers to properties. So you can actually use that percentage to be more specific. And also, honestly, to sound more legitimate as a company, because there's a lot of like, when you don't have exact numbers, your legitimacy, you're just selling something, you're just selling words. But when you have, I have estimated offers and they're purchasing 53% of the homes in your area, and they would be interested in making you an offer. They've given me an estimate, and I'd love to present your options to you. So that way you can be very clear and concise, because JP Goodwin is a very low litigated company for a reason, right? We want to be clear. We want to be very, very proper in the way that we present things. So that little words such as estimated cash buyers and legitimacy in numbers is what really helps. I believe there were a couple of questions. Samantha, what is considered a median number of comparison when doing this quick presentation? Can you explain more what you mean? Do you mean the median price range for Austin?
Well, yeah, like when I'm presenting, like how you did when you pulled up those two other people that had houses on the market. So is there a median number like 7, 5, 12? What's considered a safe number to pull up and compare?
I'm sorry, I think I'm having a hard time understanding your question. Are you saying in comparison to their asking price?
Yes, so that you can show them that that price is either a good price or a not so good price.
Well, that would be on the comparables, and you want to do that at the listing appointment. That's not something you want to talk about over the phone. Remember, you always want to build value first. And so basically what you would do is you would use your professional opinion in the area, the community, and you would then do a real full CMA. The one-liner is just to start these basic conversations, such as, I see you had your property listed and you withdrew it from the market. You know, was there a reason for that? And I see you had it listed a bit higher. Do you want to talk to me a little bit about that experience? Because I do have some buyers that are interested. And so then you...
Did Steph just freeze on us?
Yeah, she froze.
It's frozen.
It's very dramatic freeze too, as only Stephanie could do with all her energy. I was like, is that me?
Presentation skills are on point. We're all sitting on the edge of our seat.
I know. I was gonna say she's pausing for dramatic effect. I love it. And I'll do while she's off. I'll just chime in and share something. And for any of you who are a little squirmy when it comes to these calls because they're salesmanship calls and you're trying to figure out the language of this buyer and presenting an offer, don't forget it is no different when you are saying I have offers or I have a buyer considering an offer, whatever that language is. Don't forget this EasyMove buyer is no different than any other buyer you represent in that if you're going to show a home, we don't know what our buyer's willing to pay at that time. Or if you're calling and saying, I work with a portfolio of investors, which a lot of you guys do. I'm working with a portfolio of investors. They're interested in your property. We don't know what that investor is offering for that property until we know more about that property. So if you're feeling a little squirmy, change that mindset. Yes, it is a sales strategy and contacting them. Yes, it's not a person we're walking in the door with, but we're coming in armed with a portfolio of investors who are really looking to expand their portfolio. That's why these iBuyers are looking at these properties. So hopefully that'll help you feel more comfortable with that presentation and selecting the language that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and speaking about language, like I said, it's all about bullet points. And if you just want to have one awesome tagline, you don't have to have a bunch of different stuff to say. You can just have one, like Erin said, one just awesome tagline that says, are you still interested in selling your property? We have a portfolio of investors that are looking to buy cash, and I'd love to present these offers to you, these estimated offers to you. I do need more information about the property and to see it to make sure our investors are making a sound, or investors are making a sound investment. Just to view the property and make sure that it is all of the expectations, and to get the max, of course, what's a good day and time for us to see your home, or for me to see your home.
I love it. I was just saying, anybody who's getting squirmy feeling like you're doing a bait and switch, you're not. It's no different than any other buyer. or investor, or finding a direct buyer through your JB Goodwin peers.
Yeah, let me just
Marie had
tell
a
you.
question too. Jean Marie.
Yeah, I have a question, because in the earlier slides, we're talking about the fact that we represent the seller. That's the goal. But when we talk about I have buyers, or I have investors, whatever term we want to use, how do you in the conversation transition to being the seller's representative, being the seller's agent? That's what I think I'm not really clear on. How do you present that to the seller?
Yeah, awesome question. So basically, when you get in face-to-face, that's where you go ahead and let that rapport kick in. And then you say, when I called you, I was introducing to you the EasyMove program that we have. And within that EasyMove program, it's an umbrella of instant buyers and warehouse buyers and pretty much investors that are right now buying properties in this amazing market. But even though we have the EasyMove program, it's basically giving you seller solutions. It's giving you an opportunity to either purchase from an instant buyer, which they will represent themselves, and I will make sure you are fully taken care of in the process through our EasyMove program. Or we can go to open market, and at least you have all of your options for you. And I'm here for you every step of the way. So
Okay, I'm clear.
Yeah, you can just simply say, I was introducing to you an EasyMove program that has access to these portfolio of investors, but the investors will be representing themselves through the program. We
Okay.
just have access to all the liquid that's available to you for your property.
And that's a win-win for our seller, because we're going to bring them a portfolio of investors. However, we are the ones, we're going to take care of them, make sure that we help them chop those offers, find what's best for them, and hold their hands, like Stephanie said. So it's a win-win.
Thank you.
Great question though, Gina. It's like, how do I transition from telling them I have investors to now, oh, I'm going to represent you? So great question, great question. That's why we want to consistently maybe even ask, have you ever heard of the EasyMove program? That's an investor, a portfolio filled with investors buying properties for cash. Maybe if you just introduce that just as a program itself, I'd love to tell you more about it. In fact, I have estimated offers for you and your property from and by the EasyMove program.
Okay.
So that way it's more like, I'm going to introduce you to a program, but I'm going to represent you and your interests. Yeah, Laura.
So our goal is to get an appointment by using this information, saying that they have iBuyer offers.
Mhm.
When we talk to them on the phone or get into their house, they say they still want it for sale by owner. What's to stop the iBuyers to go ahead and go in and buy their house?
Well, they're not right, and of course, Erin knows a lot of more details of EasyMove. But basically, they don't know who the buyer is. You're just simply bringing estimates. And number two, they don't know that. Well, they may know, but they're not in the market. Like Deanna just said, they're starting to stop investing because they have such a huge portfolio now. Great question, but the great point is that once you have their name and their number and you register them, you can still protect yourself. Is that correct, Erin?
Absolutely. So, and Laura, that's a coaching to you're going to address, well, why are you for sale by owner? Well, I'm trying to save that 3% on the listing side, but I was willing to honor a buyer's agent anyway. So you're just going to coach them through, well, I'm saving you that 3%. There's no buyer's agent. These investors, I'm saving that for you, but we'll sign that listing agreement so I can protect you along the way. So again, it's a win-win. They set that goal of saving that 3% they were trying to save, doing it on their own. However, they also have you in their corner.
Great.
So we're trying to tell them that we'll protect them as a seller's agent if an iBuyer comes in.
Absolutely. You have access to these iBuyers, but not just one. So they're not going to go out and start shopping. You have access to an entire portfolio of them. So part of your job in protecting them is that you can shop all of those offers and even open market to show them what their different opportunities and their net is in the bottom.
All right. Thanks for helping me understand.
No problem.
Absolutely, guys. Ask us as many questions as you want. It's a new program, so we're expecting these questions. So yes, the goal is, of course, maybe one of these solutions do work out. It's a seller solution. The goal is to have you as the front runner representing regardless what they choose. Yeah. And that's why when you show up, you still have your listing presentation ready. You still have your CMA, and you show them the differences between open market and their other seller solutions. Okay. Erin, what's your question?
So I walked away for a minute, so I might have missed it, but we're saying that it's only 3% if there's an iBuyer, but in the exclusive right to sell, we would still do the 6% in case they wanted to put it on the market? Or how do we phrase that or say that or write it in the contract?
Yeah, so if they decide to go open market, you'll have already reviewed the net. We'll be comfortable with that 6% because it's still their best opportunity for sell and maximizing their return. So Erin, you would put that 6%, but you have a second line item where you can make specifics when it comes to commission. That's where you could outline that it would be 3% if they sold through the EasyMove program. That way they feel comfortable up front and it addresses both of those scenarios.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brittany.
Are all these contracts through the EasyMove? I'm sure you discussed it in your EasyMove class. Are they all different or is it one umbrella contract?
All different.
Okay. So I'll watch that class.
And
And
we didn't deep dive into the different contracts. And really this is going to be building because Zillow changes. We're reading in the news that they're changing what they're doing as far as investing, and Open Door continues to change. So it's just like as if you're working with different builders in the market and they have their own contracts, we're going to have to do our due diligence in reviewing those.
Yeah. And one thing I want to encourage you guys, think about the quick changes they're making because they're starting to see that they're probably losing money. Corporations are for corporations, and I want you to understand that you're needed, period. You are needed for service. You're needed for professionalism. They're still going to need to count on an individual to take care of them. And if you've ever been to a doctor or an attorney, your faith is in their hands. So I don't want you to think that, oh, we're going to be obsolete one day and they're just taking over. And I don't want you to build that negative mindset because you are needed and will always be needed because housing is a commodity. All right. So take great pride in who you are and what your career is. So just some bullet points of conversation. You guys can alter these. I just wanted to give some bullet points. Some are very salesy and some are very, very casual. And so, like I said, just building bullets of opportunities, such as, I see your home was, like this one, was on the market for a lease and you have it on Zillow now. Are you interested in receiving, I did put receive an offer today. This is where you would redo that. Would you be interested in receiving opportunities from some investing buying today? So that's some investors that are looking to purchase your property. So you just want to kind of just have bullets of conversation. That's all these were here to encourage you. Such as, I have 2 offers on your home. I have an estimated 2 offers in my home for your hands right now. And another option for you as well. What day and time works for you? I'd love to review these opportunities with you. So you just want to go ahead and just have bullet points. Whatever works for you. These are just some ideas to get your juices flowing. And if you coach with me, I always say, find yourself as an agent and your personality, because you don't want to change who you are because you won't be excited about it and it won't come off natural. So if you're just not that salty of a person and you're a wonderful casual conversationalist, then make it for your benefit and make that bullet point that way. Calling about your home for sale, if I brought you an on-the-spot offer or estimated offer, would you be interested? And then there's other ones such as, I see your home is on Zillow. Have they made you an offer yet? And I kind of was thinking about that bullet point because Zillow may have made them an offer yet, and you may need to know that. So you may just go ahead and ask them, have they made an offer? So if so, great. I also have others though. Zillow isn't the only one in town. There's a lot of other investors that would be interested in purchasing your property. And if no, great, let me get you some offers. A lot of things is just, have you heard of EasyMove? It's a seller solution program that gives you the highest and best offers for your home now. What day and time works for you? So these are just some bullet point opportunities for you. And you guys are so lucky that we ran out of time because we were going to role play. So you guys are so lucky, and anyone who coaches with me is laughing because I really do role play. You also I just wanted to make just a few more points. The instant offers are good for 7 days. So let's say they do want to go through and they do want you to get full offers. A great strategy for you to do is, of course, for you to either post date a listing agreement for 2 days from now, because what they may say is, well, I'll sign something when I get the offer back to see if I want it. So there's a great strategy where you can kind of post date the listing agreement to be 2 days, and then you can solidify during the listing appointment. If it doesn't come out to what you're looking for, how does open market sound in this multiple offer situation? And then you can at least try to reclose with that. And just remember, there's no obligation to take any offer, just a seller solution for yourself. Now, I made a quick little Canva. If you wanted to try this at an open house, you can do a stick in the mud sign, inviting the neighbors in, and maybe doing an instant offer for your home. Come inside for details. It may go ahead and start that easy move conversation, and it just kind of helps while you're in the open houses, more than just, hey, free CMA, which a lot of sellers don't even know what that is. Come inside. Another marketing idea is to leave door hangers with actual 3 options. If you'd like to create those individually, or if you just like to create door hangers as well for unsolicited instant seller solutions, kind of like unsolicited CMAs. So you can do that. You can do door hangers. Oops, wrong one. And where do you start? Well, just by making one call. Yeah, setting goals, making a game plan, and executing a game plan. So if you want to start targeting expireds right now, just get your gist, love who you are, be that awesome agent personality, create an introduction of this for yourself, and start calling them and introducing this program. Have an accountability partner, practice your pitches. You always want a re-evaluation after every call. Like, what went wrong there? What didn't I say? What did I say? Should I have been careful when I said that? Always reevaluate, and when all fails, follow up. Again, very lucky. You guys are getting away with the role playing. And then create a follow-up system. So if it doesn't work out, you want to create a follow-up system by pop buys, right? Here's a cute little want tomatoes, cutesy, corny little pop buy. No tricks, just treats. Let's put together a sweet real estate deal for you. Those can be your pop buys just to introduce the EasyMove program. You can also do that and tie a little EasyMove Canva printout to that pop buy. You want to call, text, and email. And if you coach with me, I teach you how to do that where you grab their attention more than just leaving messages and or getting ghosted. You, of course, want to try to set them up on a newsletter, give them market updates, maybe for sell by owner selling tips. Free open houses. When in doubt, just go ahead and offer them something for free and just see, try before you buy kind of situation. And then maybe re-pull another sell a solution recap if you still see the market. If you still see it on the market in 30 days. We've provided some scripts for you, or Erin was so gracious to provide the Zabby scripts for you. Frequently answered questions and seller quick solutions. So all of these links have been provided for you in order for you to have some quick references. For example, if you click on there, you'll be able to see the easy scripts. If you're a scripter, you're more than welcome. These were provided by Zabby for us. So it goes ahead and it helps you if you're more of a script person. And if you have any frequently answered questions, know that those are on here as well. If you have any concerns, or, you know, it's a Sunday night and Erin needs her rest and the rest of your team leads, feel free to always, when in doubt, hub it out, and also have these frequently answered questions there for you as well. Always here for your success, always to help you stay prepared. You also have a success team at EasyMove for us. If you have any questions, please email them. Any detailed questions, again, if it's late in the evening, really early mornings, feel free to reach out to your other support team as well. And for those of you who are interested in coaching and to brushing up your sales skills, a new breakthrough performance coaching is starting on the 27th. If you're interested, give me a quick email. Thank you for joining Erin and I at the Next Level Training for EasyMove and how to make that listing call. If you have any questions, we are always here for your support. Erin, you have anything?
No, Stephanie, I was just going to say that's amazing. There are so many opportunities to build business from this. And you gave great examples that are super easy to find or follow. So I love that. And I also just say, some of you have had conversations recently that you just say, you know, Erin, you keep telling me to reach out to my sphere. if you're just looking for an excuse to call folks in your sphere, talk about real estate, this is a great program for you just to describe how your brokerage is constantly growing, developing, and you have access to investors. So if anybody's been curious or they're building their own portfolio, it's a whole thing around investment conversations. Just use it as an excuse to pick up the phone and connect and have people pick your brain. So I absolutely love that. Stephanie, thank you so much for all your hard work on this. You're amazing.
No problem. Anything we can do to make you guys successful? Now the keys are in your hands. Go get them, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.
No problem.
Thanks for being here, everyone.
Questions?
Bye.
But I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.